Hi, and welcome to the Freedom Formula Activation Live. It is so great to be here with you today. And before we begin, I'm going to invite you to turn off all distractions and give yourself the gift of being fully present during our time together. So let's begin by opening the space, taking a deep breath in and out. Feeling your seat beneath your body, your feet flat on the floor, just beginning to ground into the space. And another breath or two in and out. And on your next inhale, bringing your hands together in prayer pose. And on the exhale, allowing your fingers to fall forward, pointing away from your body. And on your next inhale, spreading your hands apart, imagining or just pretending you're parting a curtain. And spread your arms out as far as is comfortable for you. We're going to hold them there for just a moment. For another breath in and out. Ah. And just notice that out past your left hand is the past. And out past your right hand is the future. And here in between your hands, you've created a space of now, a moment of presence. This is where we're going to play together today. Taking another breath in, bringing hands back into prayer pose. And a nice deep exhale. Beautiful. And feeling even as you lower your hands that this lovely space of now remains around you. I want to introduce myself. If we don't know each other yet, I'm Rosalind Warren, and I love working with visionary entrepreneurs who are determined to move through that next revenue barrier. That 10K, 100K is calling you. You've done the hard work. They have everything in place. And there's just no logical reason that they can't break through that ceiling. And what that means for these folks that I work with, which excites me so much for myself and for them, is they can then move quickly forward once this last little bit is cleared up. I love helping them identify and remove those last mysterious behaviors that are holding them back so they can reach their revenue goals without working harder. So in today's activation, we will clear the subconscious nervous system wiring that was created by a specific past event. And specifically, this is a trauma around a goal. So to facilitate this, we're going to use the proven technique that clears the mind-body energy connection called tapping. If you're not familiar with the process, we're just going to gently tap, gently, and stimulate the meridian points around your body. You can follow along as I guide you. If you are a veteran tapper, you use your favorite points and order, and away we'll go. Knowing that this is a very safe space. And as I ask questions today, I welcome you answering them in the chat because this is very beneficial to the process. So before we move forward, I do want to talk a moment about goals themselves. How important they are, the reason why it's crucial to uncover and process any negative past events related to goals. Now, we all know this ultimate success formula. We hear it all the time. The first thing that you have to know is what you want. You have to have some clarity around what it is you really, really want. You want to think about it, define it, and then set it as a goal, because this clarity is power. It is statistically proven that if you write a goal down, you're 80% more likely to achieve it. And when you think about it, that just doesn't sound surprising at all, right? I mean, it is kind of hard to hit a target when you don't know where the target is or what it is. So just by knowing this target and focusing on it, your chances of hitting that target increase manifold. So, as simplistic as it sounds, and since we've heard it a million times, do you think that most people know what they want? Do most people set goals? No, not really. So if you happen to be a goal setter, woohoo, you are already a very unique person. Okay, so this is nothing new under the sun. We all know all of this. We've heard it many times over and over. But there are a few things about goals that most people don't realize. When you are setting a bold goal, it is vital not to sell yourself short and not to play small. Meaning, it is vital to set a goal for what you really want, especially when that goal feels outrageous. Rather than setting a goal for what you think you can achieve. And yet it becomes pretty obvious that it can trigger many things, and one of them being our immediate resistance to the goal. Why does that happen? Because we have no idea how we're going to get there. We don't know exactly what to do. We can't even imagine how we could possibly achieve that goal. Now, the good news is when you know exactly how to get somewhere, you know what the steps are, you know exactly what to do, that's not really a goal. It's a task list. Because you see, a goal by its very nature is big and bold and even outrageous. And so by its nature, it means that part of it will be known, like, well, I know I'm going to need certain things, right? If you set a goal for a 10K revenue business, you pretty much know that you are going to need someone to help you get through that barrier. You're going to know that you're going to need to do some marketing. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and create programs and products for your customers. So you do know some of the parts, right? Of course we do, or we wouldn't have had the goal in the first place. But then, again, by its very nature, there are parts of any goal worth having that are unknown. And it is okay to have a goal where you say, I have no freaking idea exactly how this is going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but this is what I want. This is my intention, and I'm doing it. So, by its nature, it means that it's going to take some faith. Faith that the steps will appear and you'll learn and grow and do what you need to do. And it's faith in yourself and belief and faith that the steps are going to appear, that support is going to happen, and that all you have to do is lift your foot one day at a time, and bam, the next step is going to appear. When you have a really big goal, like breaking that 100K barrier, in order to get there, you also need a sense of energy and excitement about it. Your passion has to rise to meet the cause. You have to be willing to be in a state of wonder about how it's going to unfold so that you are open to the miracles that are appearing. You've got to have a level of belief that support is going to line up. The steps are going to appear, that you are going to find within yourself the things that you need, whether that's ideas, inspiration, brilliance, energy, or courage to make this real. Now, when you have all those things, you then do the most important thing that you can do around a goal. You start talking about it. You start talking about it first with yourself. You're excited about where you're going and what you're doing, and you're so excited. You just talk about it. You start talking about it with your friends. You start talking about it with potential customers. You start to share your vision and your intentions about your goal. Now, it is true. You probably will not walk up to somebody and say, "Oh, I'm going to have a six-figure business. I'm going to double and triple my business income." But you will start talking about everything the goal means, the impact of it, the lives you're going to change, the excitement you're feeling about what you're creating. You can't shut up about it. And this makes you a magnet. People will say, "Oh, I'm going to help you with that. I'd love to help you. I have an idea. Oh, I have a resource for you." The goal starts to happen even faster. This is the power of bold goals, for going for what you really, really want. Now, given the importance of goals, I'm going to share with you something that you're carrying around. That when you set that bold goal, it's going to act like a dark cloud over the goal. And it's going to make you do two things. First, it will force you to set a lower goal that you truly desire, because you know you can get that smaller goal. But that causes you to, secondly, then, and excuse my French, just only half-ass go after the goal. So in this example, all right, you want a 100K business, so you want 10K a month flowing into your business. But you don't see how that's realistically, the magic word, realistically possible. So you settle for a 5K a month goal because it feels more realistic, more doable. The problem is 5K doesn't excite you. It's not what you want. So you only go after it with half the energy, half the belief, half the creativity, half of your heart. You don't only half talk about it, and you end up with half the results. Because I can say with about 99% surety that you're going to keep this 5K goal quiet. It doesn't matter to you. You don't really want it. Even if you think you should want it. Yes, it would be an improvement in your life. It would pay the bills, and you're pretty sure that you could attain it. All of that doesn't matter to you because it's not what you really want. And because you and I are here, I know that you can feel how important it is for you to find out and clear away the energetic program that is locking this in place. And I have to say, total honesty and transparency, every once in a while, I meet someone who doesn't have this thing, but they are rare as hen's teeth. Most of the time, everyone has something that acts like this dark cloud hanging over their goals. And this dark cloud is goal trauma. Now, what in the world is goal trauma? It's a tiny T or a small T trauma. It's not a great big T like, I don't know, car wreck, monsoon, that kind of trauma. But it is a trauma that created an automatic nervous system response that now stops you cold whenever you go for what you really, really want. And we're going to clear that today with that proven process that rewires your nervous system. So to begin, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, kind of wiggle in your chair a minute. We've been sitting here for a few minutes. And allowing again to feel the chair under your seat. And I'm going to invite you to allow something that happened in the past to you, for you, but these are the conditions to consider. And just allow this to bubble up, because as I share this, something is going to come to the forefront of your mind. Just keep breathing. Don't judge it. Don't wonder, oh, is this too big? Is this too small? Just allow it to come up for you. So what you're allowing to come up is a time when you set your mind on something that you did really want. And people may have even told you that you were crazy, it wasn't going to work, but you just blew them off because you just knew it was possible. You believed in miracles. You had that bulldog-like belief. I can do this. It's possible. The universe is supporting me. It's all going to work out. And you really, really tried. Maybe you even worked your butt off. Maybe you even put so much effort into this that it had some negative impact for you. Maybe you lost some of your health and had burnout. Maybe you lost time with your family and there were issues there. But the bottom line is you really wanted this. You believed it was possible, and you kept believing regardless of what other people told you. And then you tried with all your heart. You gave it all your might, and then something went terribly wrong. It didn't work out. It didn't happen. It didn't go well. Now, where have you started to feel this already? Is this triggering you in some way? Where do you feel it in your body? And I want you to close your eyes. See yourself there in the past, in this situation. And whether it's 2 years ago or 20 years ago, whatever it was, I want you to see yourself surrounded by the conditions of everything that was going on. See yourself there. Let your mind paint the picture of you and what you're doing, how you're feeling, and all of the people around you, what they're doing, how it's going. How do you look in this, in the middle of it? What's the emotion you're feeling? What's going on? What are you saying? What are the words coming out of your mouth? And how does your body look? Do you look tired, angry, irritated, frustrated? And noticing the people around you. What are they doing? Are they betraying you? Are they tricking you? Are they abandoning you? Or are they just idiots and they're really never supporting you? Now imagine this whole scenario and then fill in this sentence. And the worst thing was. Go ahead and jot that down. The worst thing was. So take a deep breath in. And we're going to begin clearing it. We're going to begin tapping. So begin here at the eyebrow point. I'll say a statement and I want you to repeat it out loud after me. There I am. And then you move to the next section. You'll get the pattern here in a moment. And I was trying so hard. I really believed and I really wanted it. And it all went so wrong. People betrayed me. No one supported me. People abandoned me. And I was naive and I screwed up. And I should have known better. Everything just crashed and I was so fill in the blank. I was so humiliated. I was so ashamed. I was so mad. My heart was broken. What happened? The worst part was, fill in the blank. Yeah, the worst part was. And I should have known better. I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to others. I could feel it coming. I should have known better. I take a deep breath, closing your eyes again and picturing yourself just like you're looking at a movie of yourself in this event. Now, how does it look now? Notice that it's going to be a little calmer, and you can probably see it more clearly. And I want you to look for what is the piece of this old event that you haven't forgiven yourself for. And if I said to you, you should just let it go and forgive the past, what would you argue back to me and say? Like, no, you don't understand. I should have. The thing I haven't forgiven myself for is, and the worst part is, make a note of what's come up for you, and we'll add them in the next tapping. So begin tapping at the eyebrow point again. There I am. I see myself in the movie. And maybe it feels a little better. Maybe it even feels a little worse. But regardless, I still haven't forgiven myself for. And I shouldn't. And I won't. And I'm right. I need to learn my lesson. I vowed to never be that stupid again. To never be naive again. To never believe like that again. To never put my heart on the line again. To never put myself out there because I got humiliated. This mistake hangs over my head every time I want to set a goal. I vowed to never let myself be at this kind of risk. To never put myself into this vulnerable place again. To never believe that anyone was going to help me. Not even God. To never believe that the universe is supporting me. Ha! I vowed to never believe that other people will help me. To never believe that the steps are just going to appear because they won't. Take a deep breath in. Beautiful, beautiful. Can you see and feel how true that all felt? From this event, you vowed to not believe anymore in big things, to not believe in yourself, not to believe in other people. You vowed to suspend belief and not allow yourself to have a goal that takes both steps known and unknown, which means you'd have to have belief that you would have to have faith? Can you see that when you made a vow to never believe again, to never be hurt again, it means you will never allow yourself to actually have a big goal again? Now, we all know someone who we would say about them, oh, they had this big goal, but their heart was never in it. They said they were going to do this and all this big stuff. They started a business, but you could tell that their heart wasn't in it. We all know that expression, and we know what it means. It means if your heart isn't in something, your energy isn't in it, your feelings aren't in it, your passion isn't in it, you're not talking about it, you're not putting yourself on the line for it, and you're not going for it. Are you getting this? Are you seeing this? And then there's this other aspect of how you also vowed not just to not believe, but to not put your heart in it. Not to really go for it, because going for it would take belief, and it would take you putting yourself on the line and being vulnerable. These are the negative takeaways of this event that set up goal trauma. So let's work a little bit more on this. We're going to go back to the tapping, taking a deep breath in. Beginning at the eyebrow point, I should have known better. I should have known better. I didn't listen to myself. I didn't listen to other people. I should have known better. I was just so trusting. I was so naive. And I just believed blindly. And it just, I can't do it again. It hurts too badly. The humiliation, the crushing defeat, and the voices that remind me over and over. They could be actual physical voices of people when I have a new idea. Like, yeah, well, do you remember what happened last time? But worse than that, more painful than that, is this inner critic in my head. That voice that as soon as I say, oh, I'd love to do that, says, yeah, and how are you going to do it? And then I kind of counter it a little bit, and it comes back with, yeah, and remember last time. And then remember the time after that. And remember the time after that. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have known better. Take a deep breath in. Now I want you to close your eyes and look at that event again. I want you to see yourself there in the event. Can you see that you were doing your best? Is there any way that you could have truly, truly seen this coming? No, of course not. Now, feeling into this event, did you learn anything from the event? Are you more savvy about people? Do you listen to yourself a little more clearly? Now, we're listening to your heart, not so much the yakety yak in your brain. But do you now kind of are able to run things by your soul? And can you see that you did your best? I know it didn't work out. It didn't go well. But there's the fact of how much you tried against the naysayers and you believed in what you wanted to do and you worked and you worked. Can you see how valiant that is? Can you see how much courage you had? I know it didn't turn out well, but can you see and be proud of yourself for what you actually did? And you have been really hard on yourself about this event. And when you look back at it, it is pretty painful. So let's begin tapping. Even though I have this story, and I can see it clearly here in this movie in my mind, and it's a horror show, I love and accept myself with compassion, because carrying this is heavy. Even though I have this story, and it's full of pain, of judgment, of sadness, I totally honor myself. I honor the weight I've been carrying in this story. No one's honored me for this, not even me. I'm open to loving and accepting myself with forgiveness and with compassion. Actually, I can't forgive myself because this is really bad. And I really screwed up. I failed big time. And it's kind of unforgivable. It was a nightmare. And it was so much worse because I really did care. I really did want it. I tried to be open to miracles, tried to be at my best. I tried so hard and I was destroyed, hurt so much. No one to blame but me. And I lost so much. It still hurts. Utter failure, pain, sadness, disappointment. I see the story. It's a really bad movie. But I watch it every time I think about my goals. I watch this movie. And it really kicks my butt. But right now, in this moment, I am going to honor this. I am going to honor the whole story. Deep breath in. That was tough. And now I have a question for you. Have you suffered enough? Do you really need to hold on to this? I should have known better. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't smart enough. Blah, 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 blah. Can you see that you have learned things and that there were gifts in this experience? So, closing your eyes, I want you to see yourself there again. And if you're feeling it now that we've talked about this, I want you to imagine that you could step into the picture as the older, wiser version of you and look at this younger version of you. And again, I don't care if it was 2 years ago, or if you were 17 in the picture, or you're 47 in the picture. You now step in as the older, wiser version of you today. And I want you to say to your younger self, I'm really proud of you. You could say it in the quietness of your mind and heart, or even out loud. And if it feels a little overwhelming, just tap here on your collarbone as you say the following. I am proud of you. I see everything now, and it's okay. I am proud of you. Now I want to ask you, as the older, wiser version of you, seeing what your younger version of you went through and definitely suffered because of it, would you tell this version of you 100%, and you should never believe again? Is that really the advice that you would give? So, seeing it more clearly now from your position, looking at the version of you and your story in the past, was there support around you? Were you supported in certain ways? And I want you to see now with new eyes and new clarity that you had a way of operating back then that added to things starting to go wrong. I want you to just see yourself again in the story. And I want you to see the part where you were in the story, you were believing and you were working hard, and then things started to go awry and you got triggered. Something happened, and that contributed more of a disaster. Do you see someone there in your life telling you that this wasn't working and you got really defensive and you wouldn't listen to anyone and you just kept going down the same path? Or did someone question you and it spun you out into a spiral of self-doubt? Or did someone question you and you just froze and got defensive? Now that we've got some more compassion and a little understanding, this is the other gift I want to give you right now that you get to bring into your new goals. What you are seeing so clearly now is your default way of operating when you're triggered. So I want you to write down what you just captured, because this is the way of operating for you that happens when you're under pressure or when you hit a bump in the road, when you're trying to do something really big. So closing your eyes, we'll look at them again and feel into the one that is yours, your particular way. You're working away and someone tells you it's just not going to work this way. Do you just not listen to anyone and you keep going with your head down in whatever direction you're going? Or do you spin out into a spiral of self-doubt? Or did you freeze and get defensive? Now, back then, you were not aware or as conscious as you are now. So it took you down. And that's what the growth is. So now you have it written down. And I want you to be so on it and so aware of it that every day you're like, I am totally on it. If I start to hear the inner critic come up and I start to go into a self-doubt spiral, or I start to freeze and get defensive, I am just going to stop and I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to do something different and shift the energy. I could take a walk. I could reach out to a trusted advisor. I could connect with my coach. I am going to do something different. I am going to break this pattern. Now write down this sentence. I commit to catching myself in this behavior and to do something different because I see it so clearly now. And I'll repeat it again because I want you to be able to have it. I commit to catching myself in this behavior and to doing something different because I see it so clearly now. Beautiful. Now, closing your eyes, I want you to picture yourself there one more time. You're seeing that younger version of you. And now again, you're there as your wise, much more conscious and evolved version who has learned the lessons and now totally sees it clearly. I want you to look at this younger version of you. What was going on? And the way that you got in your own head the way you got into self-doubt, the way you spun out, the way you froze. Do you understand now and have a little more compassion for how things played out? Now let's begin tapping. I totally honor all of this. The sadness, the shame, the loss, and all the mistakes I made. And the truth. This event made me smarter. This event made me a lot stronger and gave me a lot of clarity. And I'm just going to honor that too. I honor myself and how hard this was for me. Taking a breath. I want you to say again to this younger version of you, I am proud of you. It's okay. You're going to survive this. You're going to thrive. This is going to make you stronger. This is going to give you untold gifts. And I give you permission to believe in yourself and what's possible for you. Now, taking in a deep breath and imagine that you're placing your hands on your younger self's shoulders, blessing and honoring yourself in the past. I give you permission to believe in yourself and what's possible. And now let the image fade away, coming back into the room, feeling your body in your chair. Another deep breath in. And today we learned how important it is to set goals and why to set goals that you really, really want and goals that require belief and faith and excitement. Because by its very nature, that's a goal worth wanting. And yes, part of it will be unknown. And that's the fun. Then we exposed your belief trauma and identified an event in your life which was a massive source of negative energy, a source of feelings of shame, self-doubt, and blame. And then you discovered that because of this, you vowed not to believe again, not to be naive, not to trust yourself or others again. And you vowed not to bring all of your energy or all of your heart into your goals because you needed to protect yourself because it was just too painful. And then we went even deeper. You saw a behavior that you do when you're going for something big that will take you down every time. And you really got clear about it. And you committed to noticing when that behavior comes a knocking and to do something differently. You honored yourself for both your past and your present courage. And then you let this trauma fade. So take a deep breath now, honoring yourself for your courage and your strength. And well done for being present, open to the work. This was massive. And I am so very, very proud of you. And we have done this work today. You are a giant step closer to setting and reaching goals that finally get you what you really, really want. You have activated a new freedom. And I encourage you to take action now so that the progress you made today doesn't fade, because that would be a crying shame to let it just sift like sand through your fingers. So, to anchor the work that you did today, I have a very special exclusive opportunity for you. It is only for those who have experienced the Freedom Formula activation so that you can take your next step with my support. I've put together what I'm calling the Freedom Formula Goal Setting Session just for you. And in this session, we're going to work together to, one, create a crystal clear vision of the financial abundance and lifestyle that you want your business to provide for you and your family, creating your pathway to 100K plus years without hustle and stress. And two, we will uncover other hidden challenges that may be sabotaging your ability to raise your wealth set point so that you are open and able to receive 100K. This is what caused the goal trauma in the first place and keeps you working way too hard without creating real wealth while sucking the joy out of your life. And third, you will leave the Freedom Formula goal setting session renewed, re-energized, and inspired to move toward that 100K plus year that you, your business, and your clients deserve. And because you have taken the bold step to show up here and do the work, I'm going to meet you halfway. And so I am offering this session at no additional cost to you. Yes, I do have a limited number of these sessions that I'm able to offer this week. So if you're feeling the pull to take the work deeper, click on the link here in the email and I will meet with you and let's get this done. The Sacred Life Mastery.org, art, because it's an art to live a life of sacred mastery. So sacredlifemastery.art/goal setting session. So as we're wrapping up today, I invite you to consider your diamond from today's activation. This is the biggest aha that you're taking with you. I invite you to put it into your notes. It will help, again, to anchor in the work that we have done. So know that I'm available. If you have questions, you can simply reply to the email that has the replay from today. And again, I'm going to invite you to take advantage of the goal setting session. Let's see where your soul wants to take you now that this dark cloud of goal trauma has been released. I'm so excited for you. So go to sacredlifemastery.art/goal setting session and grab your session. Oh, it has been an amazing honor to be here with you, to work through this process with you. I honor your bravery. I honor your desire. I honor you for being here and for having these dreams that you can bring into reality. I promise you, you can. So as we're wrapping, let us return energy. We have been playing here in this magnificent field. So to do that, first, we're going to return any energy in our field that belongs to someone else. Take a deep breath in. Return it to Cinder with love and consciousness. Now, any energy in your field that belongs to something else, want to release all of that back to Mother Earth and Source and allow it to be transmuted into love energy. So deep breath in, releasing it all. I like to shake my hands and get it all off. Ooh, yes. Now we're going to call all of your energy back to your field, into your aura, and down into your body. And we'll do that by taking a very deep breath in, sensing, feeling, knowing your energy is riding your breath back to your field, settling into your aura, settling down, 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 all the way down to your first chakra, and then rising back to your heart chakra and ending in a beautiful hug, and letting that precious energy that has returned to you know, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, I honor you, and I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I look forward to expanding on your beautiful vision and setting your next big goal. So much love. Namaste, my friends. Bye.